We are joined now by 1998 NCAA National Player of the Year and two-time NBA All-Star Mr. Antawn Jamison at his basketball camp. Antawn, I know you're a busy dude, so thank you for taking the time to join us.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Nice to catch up with you guys and get the background. So I think it's going to be a great interview, and we're going to have fun.
Let's do it. So I guess let's start with where we are, what we're doing. Obviously, the annual Antawn Jamison basketball camp. It's named after you because you're important. But I mean,
I wouldn't go that far.
What's that?
I said I wouldn't go that far. Now I'm not that important.
But I mean, every year you're doing this, you're coming back. So talk to me about the importance of giving back, teaching some kids some crucial tools and things that you do in this 2-day camp, and obviously the connection with Carolina coming back here every year.
Yeah, man, this is the 13th year.
Wow.
So we definitely have been blessed to been able to do this for so long. When we first got started, it was just wanted to give back. I know a lot of kids looked up to myself and just the whole profession as far as basketball, and always wanted to give back to the community. And it started back in Charlotte, my hometown, and each year has grown. The last couple years we've been here in Chapel Hill. We did it in Charlotte for a couple years, and we was like, you know what? Let's kind of switch it up a little bit. I think it'd be cool for the kids to come in and to the Dean Smith Center and so forth. And once we came here, man, it's just been unbelievable. I love to see the same kids come back year after year. The parents always give us great feedback as far as how much they loved it, how much their kids enjoyed it. And for me, it's just my calling. This is what I was destined to do. I always just think about if I was a kid and I had the opportunity to have somebody who played in the NBA or who was affiliated with it, and it would have made a big difference. So for me, I keep it real. I'm honest with them. I let them know how difficult it is, whether it's middle school, high school level, college. You have to compete at a high level. You have to be disciplined. And the kids enjoy it. They keep coming back. And, like I said, we have a lot of kids, and they get the opportunity to see some of the former current players here. Tyler Hansberry was here earlier. A lot of guys are going to be on the team this year, so they get the opportunity to get that whole Carolina feeling as well.
Yeah, and I want to bring that up. A couple aspects of this camp aren't always basketball related. Yesterday you had some police officers here doing some speaking, and you bring in guys like Tyler Hansborough. You had an interview with Cam Johnson yesterday. So what is it with those important different aspects that you want to provide, kind of mental lessons at a young age, right?
Yeah, it's more than just basketball.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of questions about the police brutality and things of that nature, and what other ways some of these kids, when they view the police officers, is always a negative thought that comes to their mind. So, let them know, like, they're just like you and I. The only difference is that they put their badge on, and there are some great police officers out there. So a lot of kids was honest. They was like, every time I think of the police, I think of something negative. So hopefully this can change their mind. I know they're just doing a job. We had the kids doing yoga. I mean, for me, that was something that extended my career. I could have continued to play, but that is an important thing. You have to stretch. You have to take care of your body and so forth. So I just try to give them, you're at a basketball camp, you love it, but there's certain things that, whether it's the yogas with the stretching and just me just being honest with them, but also just something just in their everyday life, because basketball – at the most, 3 or 4 hours out of your day, unless you're watching at home. But you see police officers, 24/7 every day. So just things like that, I think, is very important, and I think it makes a difference.
And the thing about this camp that I've noticed, I've been to a couple camps before with athletes, and it seems like they don't really get as involved as you are. Like, for those of you that don't know what Antawn's doing at this camp, like, you were out there screaming, you were running around. Like, I just saw you like sprinting and stuff, and it's just like, I mean, you really seem to care about these kids.
He's even disciplining when he has to if kids aren't.
I saw you pulling some kids away.
I don't understand why you have a camp if you're not going to be involved.
Right.
And a lot of I've seen in the past, a lot of guys just have their name on the camp, and they might show up for an hour and they're gone. But this is my camp. This is. I'm involved. I'm here the time the kids get in until the time they leave, and that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to dedicate your time, your efforts into your craft and your name, and just when it makes sense to have somebody run my camp, and I just might come in and say a few words. I'm here. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to give them the understanding that hey man, like we doing this together. We out here having fun together. We gonna learn together. So never was that type of person to just put my name to something and not give a full effort. That's the reason why I don't do AAU and stuff like that, because if I do it, I want to be able to be involved and be there the whole time. So with my camp, it's an Antawn Jamison camp. I'm going to be there. I'm going to dedicate my time and effort. Like I said, man, I was tired. 9 o'clock, I mean, my feet was hurting, my voice was gone, and I was in the bed ready to crash, and that's how it should be. You should be out there. You should be out there helping out these kids. And you should be a part of the camp as well. So
you're still so heavily involved in basketball. We'll get into kind of your scouting career in a minute here, but you're still clearly in great shape. So I got to ask, the Big Three, you know, that's the big up-and-coming league. Will we ever see you make a return to the court? I do have to pose it.
Hey, man.
You've got so much energy, Twan. Like,
I got the energy.
You're ready today.
I got the energy to play golf. I got the energy to take care of my kids. That time is gone and past.
Oh, that's too bad.
I work out 3 or 4 times a week. You know, I can run 4 or 5 miles, but as far as that basketball shape, I'm done, man. You know, I don't think people want to see me out there trying to go through a screen or all this. I mean, it was fun, and the reason why I'm able to just not pick up a basketball and I'm done is because I gave it everything I could. I didn't take any days off my 16-year career in the NBA and college. So I got everything I could out of basketball. I'm not one of those guys like, man, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have gave more effort, year 9 through 12 or whatever. But the whole time I was there from my rookie year up until I retired, man, I gave everything I could to the game of basketball. And it's time for me to do other things, man. I'm trying to get the handicap down on the golf course. So.
And Alex mentioned, you're now a scout for the Los Angeles Lakers. So obviously I've got to ask, Lakers just signed LeBron James. Yeah. I'm sure you were heavily, involved in the facility with that, all the talks about signing LeBron and everything. So you were actually teammates with LeBron in Cleveland for a little bit. So how is it going to be, first of all, having LeBron in L.A., and then how have you spoken to him? How is that going to be?
I haven't spoken to him. It does make my job a little bit more easier.
You think?
Yeah. Because, scouting is my first year doing it. And it was an eye-opening experience. Just the amount of time and travel that comes into it, but it's rewarding as well. To be in the draft room and you got Magic and, the owners there trying to, bounce ideas who we should take and this and that. And now we had a young core group of guys who over the last couple of seasons have developed into household names. And now you sound like the biggest talent to ever play this game in this generation, and now he's part of your organizations, and now all of a sudden you have all these veterans who are chasing that ring, who's trying to get the opportunity to get a ring and things of that nature. So we went from an organization who had some great young talent that was maybe a couple years away from really contending.
Now they're right there.
Golden State is about to hit the downfall. Some of these guys might leave, and they're getting older, and but now you go from a situation where you're thinking years down the road to like, you know what, it's a possibility in the next couple of years we have the greatest chance to win a championship. And if LeBron can stay healthy, I mean, the things he did last year, man, I seen Mike and all those guys play, but he pushed you in that realm as far as like, he's the greatest to ever play the game of basketball. And if he can stay healthy, man.
Just answered my next question.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see him not being able to, contend and add another banner to the legacy of banners that have been added to the Lakers organization.
And I mean, my next question was, you've played in an interesting era because you got to see the end of Mike. You got to see pretty much the prime of Kobe and the beginning of the prime of LeBron. You just said LeBron's the greatest to ever play, but I mean, the competition you played when you were in the league was so good.
The game is different.
Guys. And, I mean, the Celtics were so good. But the game is different. Go on.
Man,
what do you mean by that?
If Michael Jordan was able to play the way they play the game today, I mean, it'd be unbelievable.
Right.
But if LeBron played in the era that Mike played, LeBron, to me, would still be able to be successful.
Right.
Because you didn't
as successful?
I think as successful.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't have guys that were that size, just his thought process. He's just not a scorer. I mean, to me, you can't compare the two because to me, Mike is the ultimate scorer, the ultimate winner of all time. From the time, I mean, I seen highlights of Jerry West, and of course, as I got old, I seen the end of Kareem's career. But to me, he's the best champion, the best scorer to ever play the game. But LeBron, to me, is just all-around player. I think he has to go up there. Right. He's able. I mean, he can score the ball at will. He can get guys involved. I mean, just his basketball IQ is unbelievable. So it's fun to compare the two.
It's a good conversation always.
I think LeBron numbers are going to be. I think he's going to be the all-time leading scorer to ever play the game. But to me, like Mike, Mike did things that. He inspired LeBron James and Kobe and things of that nature. I had the opportunity to be teammates with Kobe and just to see, his thought process and just he wanted to win. I never seen anybody like as competitive as he was night in and night out. But I played with all three. But to me, Mike he's the guy that set the bar. But LeBron is doing things that I thought I would never see in this generation. But like I said, the game is different and so forth. But each guy could have played in each era, and that's what you want to see out of those guys when you compare them as far as being the greatest to ever play the game.
So I want to ask about another great Tar here. We're talking about Michael Jordan a little bit. Your man, Vince Carter, all right? Your best friend, Vince Carter. The dude's still playing. He just signed a one-year deal with the Hawks. Did he hit the Fountain of Youth somewhere? Did he find that somewhere? What's going on with him?
I don't know. We played golf not too long ago, and when I say he couldn't bend down to read the putt because his knees was like just bad, but get him on the court the next day, he's able to do 360s and all this other stuff. He's done a great job as far as take care of his body, but I just think it's all mental. Like, after my 16-year career, I was just like mentally, I can't do this anymore. My kids was getting older, just like, the trading, leaving them for I was like mentally, man, I just can't do it. Right. But mentally, he's able to do the things he needs to do in order to get his body ready for 82 games, the travel, being away from family and things of that nature. I just think the mental aspect is just something that we've never seen because it's 21 years, man. Yeah. It's unheard of in this era. The travel is better and things of that nature, but not physically being able to do it, but just mentally, just like, what? I want to do it again.
Yeah.
And I talked to him last year. He said, I'm playing another year. And I just talked to him. He was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes another year. It depends on how it goes this year. I know he still wants to continue to play and be a part of a team that's just not going to use him for a locker room, and he can go out there and actually play. And also it depends on if his body can withstand it. But that's 21 years at the highest level. That says a lot. And I'm not talking about he's just to the point where he can just sit there and just – the guy's still doing unbelievable dunks.
Still
and
quick.
Yeah.
And we were talking last week. We were thinking, is he gonna retire? And then all of a sudden, the next day, the news comes through. Because we were prepping for down here.
If there's any possibility, if you want to go ahead and tell him he's welcome back in Orlando. Anytime. I'm a big Magic fan. We'd love to have him back next year.
That's home for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he would rule that out. But he just loves the game.
Right.
And he wants to go somewhere where he's welcome. Where he feels like the organization's like, look, you can help us out. And that's the one thing they said, that he can still play, but we have a young team, and we know that he can come in and help out this young group of talent that we have. So he wants to do it. I don't understand how he's still doing it, but he loves it, and he's still competing at a high level. And the most important thing, I talked to him, he's having fun. It's not work. Absolutely. It's not like I got to come in. He knows what his job is. He knows what he can help out the team, and he enjoys doing that.
Yeah, Antawn, you've been great with your time. Just a couple more for you, and obviously you have you possess some perspective that many players, former players, don't have, and you have a front office perspective, you have a player perspective. So I want to ask you about this league, today's league. You mentioned it was a different game. You look from 2016, 16 of the 26 All-Stars are on different teams. You look at guys like Kawhi Leonard openly saying he's unhappy in San Antonio. So what is with this league where it's a new era of openness for players? And, I always look at the Kawhi Leonard and I think that just seems like it's dysfunctional, which is that the case? We don't know. But what is with the new league where players are constantly on the move?
It's an adjustment. You think of a lot of former players who played when I played, You know, you hear guys like Charles Barkley and those guys say that we would have never done that. You know, LeBron going to Miami. Hey, man, just because it's something that we're not accustomed to seeing doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Right.
You know, Kevin Durant going to Golden State. Nobody ever would have thought that he would leave an OKC team that was up 3-1 and then go join the team. And everybody is like, oh, you know, Golden State is what bad with basketball. Man, it's just something that we never experienced before. There's nothing wrong with it. You just got to adjust to it. If you are trying to win a championship, I love what Houston is doing. They're not complaining. They say, you know what? This is the reason I can't sleep at night, because this team is winning and what they're doing. And the Lakers, hey, we're not just going to sit back and allow these guys just continue to, like, stronghold the league. Chris Paul was healthy. Might be a different story. So there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. These guys, Kawhi Leonard leaving, San Antonio, like, I mean,
question marks everywhere.
These guys, this generation is totally different. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, a lot of people are like, these changes are being made. Like, I don't understand why guys are doing that. Hey, I see nothing wrong with it. It's basketball. You do not expect or want the NBA to continue to stay the way it was when I played it.
Right.
It's global now. It's worldwide. Owners are able to do things. So these players are like, look, we just can't let the NBA and these owners dictate where we want to go. We can do the same thing as well. So I know it's something that people don't understand or they're trying to get a grasp of, but I sit back and look at it like, look, hey, do what you want to do. Do what's best for you.
Exactly.
Do what's best for your family, and whatever you're going to be able to succeed at. And I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not hurting this league. I mean, to me, this is like the best playoffs I've seen in a long time.
Was competitive.
Because in the past, the first round, I'm not watching the first round. It's going to be over with 4-1, 4-0. But from the start of the playoffs to the end, man, it was unbelievable basketball, and that's what you want to see. So I don't see the league going backwards. I just think that people they got to put in the work and find a way to get it done and beat the team that is, you know, that is just doing unbelievable things. Because I mean, back in the 80s, you had Boston and Lakers in the finals for like 7 out of 8 years or whatever. So it's just
true that.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
And you know, we talked about how you're in peak physical shape, in my opinion. Like, you look great out there and everything. I want to test your mental state at this point, your memory a little bit.
I'm good, man.
So I want to know, what was your career high?
My career high, 51 points.
When'd you get it?
Back to back.
He's right.
Who'd you play?
The first back-to-back was against Seattle, and the second back-to-back was against the Lakers, and Kobe had 51 that game as well.
Wow.
Overtime win.
I'm
impressed.
Well, how was that playing against Kobe? Both of y'all dropping 51.
It's unbelievable, man. Like, to me, it kind of gave me that stamp as far as you belong in this league.
Right.
You know, because to start my career, we had to lock out. You know, I struggled my first year or so. Then I started playing well. My second year, I got injured. And that was the first time I had to deal with that. And then that third year, I was kind of like, you know, getting into the flow of things. And then I started, he scored 51 points. That says a lot.
Right.
And to do it back-to-back against the Lakers, who was the, you know, defending champions. And they came into town, and they had Shaquille and Kobe and those guys. And Phil Jackson was coaching the team. So, to me, it just gave me that stamp that, you know what, you're going to be in this league for a while. And, you know, you definitely put in the work and it's paying off.
Right.
Well, Antawn, we went way over our limited time with you, but you've been great, man.
I appreciate it.
Great guy, great interview. I mean, the best person. So keep doing this thing. I hope you don't have any plans of slowing this down.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks. It's nice to meet you guys, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Hey,
yes,
if you ever want us to suit up out there, just
hey,
let us know.
come on out there. I yell at you guys soon.